Hello and welcome everyone to the 7th race of the Grand Prix Classics Championship, season number 6. We are here in Japan at the Japanese Grand Prix around Suzuka, and a little bit smaller of a group today. Good for me, means I don't have to talk as much, means there's not as much action as last race, which was completely insane from start to finish. But hopefully we still have an exciting race. And today we have the chance to crown our champion. It will be the second championship decided today in people driving F1 cars, virtually or in real life. Big congratulations to Lando Norris there, deserved champion. And hopefully we will get another deserved champion here today. Maybe in the name of the Crow. If somebody secures the championship, it will be the Crow. He is currently ahead. His gap substantial. Now, before we look at how big the gap is and what the scenarios are, quickly have a look at the calendar. As you can see, the Japanese Grand Prix is where we are at, second to last race of the season. And since you can get 15 points for a win and 1 for a fast slap, means that the gap needs to be 16 points for Dikra to become champion. I believe he has a count back in his favor as well, unavoidably. So that's all shaping up very well for him. Let's see how well exactly on the scoring table. Let me quickly have a good look at that one. As you can see, Dikra has won 3 races, Domska only won, Statue only won. Statue's not here today, by the way. We'll get to that in a bit. And Rander's won the first race, unexpectedly, and he hasn't been able to repeat that, unfortunately, ever since. So, what does that mean? 83 points for Dikra currently. Domska has 69. That gap is, well, I mean, pretty big. How big is it? 14 points. Dikra needs to make the gap bigger by only 2 points, and that will be enough. That will be enough, especially if he wins this race, because then we'll have 4 wins, and then nobody's able to catch up in it to him on that basis as well. If he wins today, he gets 15. Domska gets 12. If Domska gets fast slap, he gets 13. That means the gap expands by 2 points. He's got a 16 point gap. The best Domska can do is tie on points after that. And that will not be enough, because Dikra will have the best count back as well. So, all Dikra needs to do is win today's race, and he is the champion. If he doesn't win today's race, he needs to extend the gap by 2 points. We'll be able to see that by the end of the race. So, that's honestly all you need to know. And that's nice, because it keeps it simple. So, behind that Statue, I said Statue's not here. Statue couldn't make it today, which means he will not gain any points today, which means that Dustin has a chance to fight for third in the championship. That gap looks too big, but you know, 1 DNF or 1 no-show and it can very much turn around. So yeah, if Dustin gets third place, they're tied on points. Gerald is not far behind Dustin, and if Gerald gets a good race today, he can catch up to Dustin. Marcus is not far behind there, but then we finally see a bit of a gap. Rander's 7th place with 31 points, equaling Sorrow's point total. And Michael and Cavalo are also tied on points, so 2 very interesting fights to keep an eye on. Further down, a little less interesting. Chiesa is here today. He joined 2 races, already got 12 points in those 2 races, and he's currently fastest in the practice session. Keep an eye out on him. He could very well surprise today and move himself on to the first page of this little widget. And other than that, Silver, so up and down results. We've got 15 points out of names, still ahead of Chiesa. Then Mercury and PC finishes Sauber team getting their points as well. Mercury's not here today, so it all has to go for PC Finch. And JJ's also not here. The rest don't show up too much. Dimitri's here though, so he can get another point, or 2, or 3, or however many he manages to get. So that is where we are in terms of drivers. Quickly have a look at the team standings as well. Lotus has got this. And behind that, there's still a bit to play for. P2 is still up for grabs. Although without Sashi today, it looks like Ferrari will likely lose touch. And they will have to make up for that in the next race. Crazier things have happened, so we'll see how that works. Other than that, down lower, Sauber could catch up to Force India, because we do not have Force Indias that regularly show up. Yeah, that's roughly it. For now, at least. Things can change very quickly. So, very well. Who do we have here today now? Well, I said Dikra, we're currently looking at him. Can win the World Championship. Well, World Championship. The Championship today. I don't know if we can call it a World Championship. I think it's overselling it a little bit. But yeah. He's done a phenomenal job. As much as this is sim racing, you know, all playing pretend essentially. It is still a bit of a sport. If you've done one of these races, he's about to do 31 laps without much of a break. He's got 1 pit stop, maybe 2. That's all of his breaks. Yeah, he just has to push. And around Suzuka, that's a very tough job. So if he can have a good race today, he's got a very good chance of winning. And I suspect he is holding back his pace a little bit. He's not doing any quali runs. He's just doing long runs because that's where he can win the championship. Who else do we have? Oh, we have Chiesa, who is joining the Sauber team today. So actually, good points potential for Sauber. He has shown himself to be fairly good. Up there, for sure, with some of the faster drivers. And that's kind of how I know him. He is a very quick driver. Let's see if he can bring it home today as well. Very goofy camera. Wouldn't be an AS2 session without. Cavallor just improved that lap though. So Cavallor also there for the Ferrari team. Was in a fight with Michael. Yeah, he has set a time. It's not particularly quick, but it's practice. And I don't know what he's trying to achieve with that run. They've got Dustin. Dustin is driving again, of course, who's the organizer. Still in that Red Bull car, chasing 3rd place in the championship. I feel like Dustin has had a bit of a rude awakening of a season. He's always been very much up there, fighting for wins. In the era of Alan Fry, he's always been, well, winning races here and there, or finishing 2nd most of the time because Alan was there. He's always been super competitive, and now it's just not quite there. Also, hello Mercury from his work. He's not racing today, but he is watching. Very much appreciate having him here in chat. Who else do we have? Oh, Gerald's currently in the pits. Teammate of Dustin, of course. Also very quick. Got Nota Bene, who is also a reserve driver. Driving for HRT today. Just set a very nice 3rd place lap time in this practice session. Now, Nota Bene has been, I think, a little bit up and down. I never quite know what to expect of him. Sometimes he surprises and does really well. And sometimes it's a race to forget. Oh, he's really pushing up that hill. It looks like a free turn when professionals drive it. I can very much assure you it's not quite. It's actually quite on edge. Marcus VR, very quick driver. Has also been a little bit up and down. But overall, I think he's got very, very strong race pace that he can rely on and has leaned on quite a lot. Sorrow just set the fastest time. He's also back into the pits, so we'll not look at him. The challenger for the championship, Domschka, also reigning champion. He might lose that today. Goofy camera angle, I like it. It's a bit at the wrong time. Oh, somebody says they need to get involved. And if you do need to get involved, I have for you, there we go, a link to the Discord. If you're rewatching this on YouTube and you want to get involved and you want to join these races, join the Discord. There will be a link in the YouTube description, and there is a link right now in chat on Twitch. We'll also pin it so that people can always find us. We very much welcome anyone to join. You don't have to be very fast. You don't have to be on pace with Domska, who just hit the wall violently. You just need to be able to drive cleanly, and for your own sake, a little bit consistently. Like, you need to be able to do 20 laps cleanly in a row. Otherwise, it's a bit of a struggle. All of these people can do it. Even Michael, who are looking at now, has the uncanny ability to extract the most out of his race, even if we don't see him on the cameras very much. A very strong but quiet force, able to extract a lot out of this car. And PC Finch, even PC Finch has improved so much this season. Ooh, struggling a little bit. Oh, I've seen this in the first 15 minutes while we were waiting for what do you call it? Waiting for the strain to start. I saw PC Finch struggle in the Degners a lot. Hasn't quite got the hang of it. Otherwise, it's quite fine. And I do want to say Suzuka is probably the hardest track to drive in most sims. That was quite a wiggle from Sorrow, but nicely catches the car. Yeah, we're all good. Sorrow currently fastest time, has also had a bit of an up and down season. He's currently 8th in the standings, and I think that undersells his ability. He can do better, but it has been a little bit of bad luck, and I think he is one of those races where if a race goes well, he will be able to extract the most out of that race, even more than he otherwise would be able to. If a race goes poorly, if he has a little bit of bad luck, he will get into his own head, and it will cost him. Very much a momentum-based driver, in a sense. So if it has a good start today, I really do think he can do a great job. He might even be on the card for a win. He might have that opportunity. He just needs to stay calm. That's his biggest challenge. Careful also really quick in this session. Ferrari's only hope today. Hoping he has a race just like Lewis Hamilton today, who I want to shout out as having an excellent recovery drive. It was a little bit quiet. You could see it on the small screens and on the big one. But did a great job. Oh, and makes a mistake there coming out of the second Degner. That is definitely one of the harder corners to do well. Degner 1 is very fast. He kind of sent it in there, and most of the time the car holds. Normally, Degner 1 is not the problem. It can be the problem if you hit the curb too hard, but normally it's not the problem, right? And Domska improves to go fastest out of everyone. Practice, only practice. But you know, doesn't count for anything, but you know. Good. So, 37 seconds left in this session. I love this camera shot. Finally a camera shot I can praise in this game. Instead of complaining how I can't see the car. Which, so far, the trackside cameras look good, and I don't have to worry about that. That is the hope for today. For the driver that wants to join in future, make sure to talk in the chat. Make sure to talk to Dustin. He will get you set up, and you can absolutely be there for the next race in Brazil. So get ready and practice for that. That's next week, same time. Chiesa on his last lap. He was earlier, about halfway through the session, he was the fastest. It looks like he's pushing quite a bit. A bit of a shoddy camera angle out of Deckner 2. But that's what we have the roof for. So you can see on the cockpit, you can see how he uses his wheel. Most drivers will have a proper steering wheel to drive with. But maybe a seat and pedals. Normally wheel and pedals is like the basics, but not required. I was going to ask you about it. There are people that drive a controller. And if you can beat this fast with keyboard, like be our guest, if you can do it cleanly. It's not a requirement, but people can go quite far into this hobby. Get a wheel, pedals, and then a frame with a seat. And then have that frame also have a screen on it. Some people just use VR. You get the full experience. Because it doesn't really improve. P7. Domska fastest after this session. Brandes second and Marcus third. Interesting. It means nothing. I want to stress, it means absolutely nothing. But yeah, that's how we stand right now. So, who is out first? It is Dustin. Dustin always likes to go out immediately. I think because he sets up the lobby, he will always be out first. As a result, we'll have a little bit of a track guide with Dustin then. Oh, and while we do this, I do want to run a quick ad, just to make sure we don't have any ads during the race. Right, so 1 minute ad, and then by the end of this, that's where we'll start this lap. For those that are subscribed, which is literally nobody, but if you're on YouTube, hello. A little bit private moment for the YouTube crowd here. So we've got, of course, a very tough race, very tough track. Exciting to drive. To watch, it's a bit of a mixed bag. There have been really good races here. In the sim as well as in real life. It's going to be fully dry though. We don't have a rain, and I feel like I started the ad a little late. So I'm going to have to do a second track guide. I will gladly do that for my viewers. Right, I might be back just in time for this guide lap. DRS open for turn 1. Oh, we have to close it manually. Always a bit tricky, but Dustin nails it very well, very clean through there and into the S's. This is probably the most challenging part of any racetrack in the world. A left to right, another left, another right. You're always trying to find that limit on the throttle, and here you have to line up correctly for this one. It's not an easy corner. Well, it's not too difficult, but it's not free in any way. Deckner's 1, very fast. Brake for Deckner 2. You want to get a good exit here. Oh, it's so hard to do, and Dustin makes a mistake. He crashes, and I think we're going to have to look at Sorrow then. He will continue our lap into the hairpin. Gets a decent exit out of that one. And it's all about carrying a bunch of speed, get a good line through here, which is fairly elementary. Brake a full spoon curve. I'll carry a lot of speed, but not too much. Have to brake again for that turn. Get a good exit, because this is a long straight with 130R, of course, on the horizon. Essentially free in this car. Not even a lift, and he's got so much extra margin. Then brake hard for the Casio triangle chicane. I think it's no longer a triangle, but there we go. Then as he comes out, Sorrow will be the first to set a good lap time. 131.6. Brandes is driving his lap right now in Chiesa. Let's see what Chiesa comes out. He was fast in quali. In practice. in the early stages. Marcus actually on top right now. Domka sets his time, but it's not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. Cavalo beats him, Sorrow beats him, Geralt beats him, and Marcus currently, Dikra currently has provisional pole. The championship leader who can secure the championship looks very strong compared to his teammate, and his teammate is the only person that can challenge him. What's Keys gonna do? He's gonna set his time. No, he was setting up his lap. Okay. Oh, and immediately gets ruined. Oh, that is a big shame. And that was Dikra actually. I think that is his lap essentially gone, and it might go for another setup. Yeah, he just retreats and he will be absolutely fuming. And that is definitely something that Dikra could have seen coming. Domska is likely setting up for another lap. Cavalo is right behind him. Marcus with a P2, very strong one at that. Very impressive, very good to see. Yeah, it's Marcus, Randus, Geralt, Sorrow, Cavalo, Michael, and only then do we have Domska, and Dustin hasn't even set a time yet. We saw Dustin make a big mistake. Where's Dustin right now? Likely, yeah, I think he's not that far into his lap. I thought he would be nearly done. Finding a little bit of space essentially is your own responsibility on this track, but I will say if people come out of the pits and then they block you, that is just unfortunate. Oh, that is a very, very good slipstream from the Red Bull team there. Geralt helping Dustin a little bit, giving him a substantial slipstream into 130R. Dustin, all he has to do is finish this lap and make the most of that. DRS, his rear flap opens, short towards the line. What's it gonna be for Dustin? A 4th place time, another person to sit ahead of the challenger. Domska, well, reigning champion I should say, the challenger for this one is just not good enough. 9th place, which is crazy. Now keep in mind, it is entirely possible that he's going to smash the time right now. Of course, you only need one good time. Oh, that is very wide though. I'm not sure how happy he is with that. .30 on into chicane then. You can see how much that car is on edge when Domska's driving it. Very quick drive, and I feel like he's actually setting up for a lap. He's not actually driving his lap. No, he is, and that is pole position. Provisional pole position. That will hold Dikra from this championship if Domska can convert that into a win. But it's not over yet. 7 minutes to go. 8 minutes to go, more likely. And Dikra is setting up for his response. What's Marcus doing? Marcus is also driving. It looks... well, we'll see. Maybe a little bit pedestrian. He makes 130R looks very easy, is all I'm saying. I'm not sure if this is a quick lap for him. But if it is, that's super impressive that he made it look so clean. Nah, it definitely looks like he's pushing. He just had a very, very, very clean deck 1. No need to touch that curb, really. Just need a very good alignment. And it's there's definitely good benefit for not touching that curb. You definitely want to try and do that. Because it just... you don't have to settle the car. The car doesn't have to settle. You could just start braking and preparing for the next one. Though he does take a wide line here. It might just be... is it improvements? It is. It is. Marcus takes provisional pole position. Very interesting. Dikra then must be fighting for this at a very good early run. Track will have improved a little bit. Can Decra convert that into a better time? Probably 2.5 tenths to gain for pole position. Marcus VR with a very, very, very strong time. Not many are going to beat that, if any do. 6 minutes to go. As it stands right now, Decra's going to have a tough time securing this championship. And there is a little bit, like, there's a little bit of a, yeah, how do you call it? A bit of a wrinkle in this. A little bit of a bit of a detail that can't really be overlooked. Decra's lap is just not good enough. What's Dustin doing? Dustin improves. P4, very good. The wrinkle I'm thinking of, I like how Sorrow, he set a very good time, that's P7. Okay. The wrinkle I'm thinking of is that, let's find an example. Here we go. Gerald starts his lap. Look at this turn. They will be driving into this with 13 odd people. This is, if Monza turn 1 was tricky, this one's downright lethal if people aren't careful. Now, Monza, we saw that this group of very talented sim drivers, I think, very, very strong, very good, very clean. We can make Monza turn 1 clean. Mostly clean. There was, I think, one collision for which Statue got a penalty, but he's not here. We'll serve that penalty in Brazil. We can make that turn 1 clean. And I said, I think, excitedly in that race, like, we want a Nobel Peace Prize for that, because one, it was topical. 2, it's so rare. If you've ever done an open lobby and you're at Monza, I think Assetto Corsa Competizione drivers will know that turn never goes clean. Not in open lobbies, not with random people. You need a lot of people to cooperate to make that clean. And we did it. I wasn't involved, but, you know, everybody that was there pretty much did it. Like, a couple of collisions, a little bit of argy-bargy is fine there, but normally you see, like, proper bowling. Gerald Smith improves ahead of his teammate. It looks very, very close for qualifying. Sorrow, ooh, I think he's made a mistake. Yep, he is bailing out of that. Domska looked to have a very strong time that has been beaten by Marcus, who is still on pole position. Toro Rosso driver outdoing his sister team. I think he's either made a mistake or he's just letting people by. It's one of the two. Domska will want that pole position. It will give him the best chance to defend his championship hopes. If Decra finishes ahead of Domska, it might very well be over for Domska. Keep in mind that if no points are given this race and we enter the last race with this, Domska literally needs to win. I don't think he has a choice, he needs to win. And Decra needs to not finish or something like that. Like, it's crazy. Oh look, finish 12th to 11th. Domska cannot afford to lose essentially any points. He improves, but not enough. 600s behind. Decra, I think, is preparing for another lap. So 2 minutes to set one more lap. So I think he will get one opportunity. Max VR. I think he's setting up for his final lap. See if he can get that pole position. I quickly adjust my administration to represent what is actually going on here. Dustin improves, and it's actually a big wrench. This is extremely close. Decra needs to improve. I don't think he has a choice here if he wants to take championship today with a win. Marcus VR also very quick. It looks like if you were expecting the championship to be decided today, I think maybe adjust your expectations a little bit. Everybody is on pace. The entire top 5 is within 3/10. That is what we call crazy scenes. I think PC Finch is eternally struggling with Deckner, I'm afraid. Hasn't quite set a time yet. We'll look at what happened below that in a bit. Marcus will finish his lap in just a moment. And Dikra is closely behind that. So we'll watch Marcus. Then we'll watch Dikra. Marcus across the line. Is he going to improve? A 30.7 it was. A 30.71. 500s down. I think he's just gonna try and go for a second one on tires that are probably a little bit cooked. He's still driving. Okay. So he's still running for an improvement, which is possible in this sim specifically. Dikra is aborting his lap. It's over for Dikra. Dikra is P4 at best. That's it for Dikra. He's not going to be able to get the pole position that I think he needs. We've got Silver currently in P11. Has quite set a competitive lap time with the rest. But honestly, the rest is the top 10. All of those are very, very good drivers. All of them. So, yeah, it's been a common occurrence this season. You've just got a very, very tough competition around you if you want to succeed here. Dustin, I think he's on one more lap. Marcus is still driving. He's likely the last one to finish. Domska, I think, is done. Dustin, I think, is done. Yeah, I think we're essentially done. It's Marcus on pole position. And if I am to be proven wrong, you better prove me wrong quickly. Yeah, Dikra does not improve. Domska is in the pits. Dustin is there. And Marcus also drives into the pits. It's Marcus on pole position. Very unexpected. Very, very welcome. We're quickly, very, very quickly going to run 2 minutes of ads. That way we do not have any ads during the race. And this is how it's going to have to be. Very, very nice job. Very, very nice job for Marcus to get that pole position. And I'm double checking. I think everything is in order. No, Kiesa beat Cafalo near the end. So just a bit of an improvement. Still a decent gap to Sorrow, who is kind of holding on to Randers and Geralt in terms of pace. Sorrow, Randers, Geralt, yeah. And then we've got Dikra in P4. Ooh. Congratulated for his pole position. It is all very good to see. All right, so we're quickly going to check if my starting grid widget is working, and yes, it is. So wait one more minute if you're watching on YouTube for the Twitch stream to come back. They're watching ads right now. They are in the pits, struggling, suffering, being blasted with commercialism. Yeah, that's how it stands. Wishing the drivers good luck, because they will need it for turn 1. All right, not quite back yet. And welcome back on Twitch after those ads. We have a Marcus VR pole position, as you can see on this grid right here, followed by Domska, Dustin, and Dikra. The Lotus team back to back with Domska ahead. Domska's gonna be very happy with this. He's got a very good shot of not only defending the championship, as in not letting it end today, but he might even make enough of a dent to start catching up. It's gonna be a long shot, but it's not out of the question. Dustin P3 will be very happy with that. Gerald, his teammate, right behind him. And then we got Randus, lead Williams, followed by Sorrow, Kiese, Cavalo, and Michael. Then the last 3 spots will be Silver, Nota Bene, and PC Finch, the Sauber team. Currently 13th out of the points. Of course, points are only awarded at the end of the race. So, no problems there. Do we have a better camera? I'm afraid we do not have a better camera. I think... Oh. No, well, we can go anywhere. Okay, it's easy to restore. So let's just have a look at what we've got here. This might be... Oh, that's a camera. That is also a... That is also a camera. A good camera. Let's go. Okay, let's start from here. No, I think we need to switch to a roof somewhere. The lights are out and Marcus goes from pole position. It looks like a shoddy start and Domska immediately takes the lead of the race. There he goes into turn 1. It looks to have been completely clean. Very, very nice to see. Side by side behind that are Dustin and Marcus. Marcus defending that. Dikra right behind it, and Gerald in the clinch with Sorrow. Sorrow going, they're going side by side through the S's. Very, very tricky to do, but Sorrow manages to go through. Then we've got Kiesa right behind that, choosing not to fight too much there. But Dekna, oh, you're not going to try it in Dekna? Nobody tries it in Dekna. That's suicide. Well, I think we do have problems with Finch and Silver. Silver dropping back quite far. Domska taking a very crucial lead for him, for his championship hopes, with Dikra in P4. Dikra will want to pass, but he's got a little bit of a problem. I feel like he's not as comfortable on this track as he has been on previous tracks. It is essentially the worst case scenario for him if he wants this championship. Today will be a nice day to finish it. But as it stands right now, let's all do a little bit of math. Oh, on the inside he goes though. Dikra on the inside of Dustin makes the move and it sticks. What such a clean move. And Sorrow takes advantage of what's going on ahead of him. He is side by side with Dustin. Oh, that's gonna be tricky. It's good that he's side by side early and Dustin breaks earlier and lets him go. Sorrow with a very, very nice opportunistic move there. Dikra currently in P3. And as it stands, Domska is gonna take 5 points away from that lead. It's a 13-point lead. It's gonna be 8 points left after this that Dikra will need to defend in Brazil, as things stand right now. And I do think you have to keep that in mind because it's quite realistic that things finish like this. Although Marcus VR in the race, I feel like he's got a little bit less in him. Dikra has now settled into a pace and is starting to put up a fight. Sorrow, I think, will be quite happy with that start, although that hairpin was definitely not something to write home about. Kiese is looking at Gerald's behind on the inside of Spoon. Then he's gonna make it happen. Oh, it would be very risky. He thinks better of it. Good exit here though. He is the slipstream around the outside of 130R. Surely you can't overtake like that. And I'm here to be proven wrong. Around the outside. Oh, it's such a good move because he sticks it there. And he's ahead after braking for the chicane. Ultimately is a very, very nice overtake on Gerald's. That is one of the overtakes of the season, trust me, because that is not as easy as it looks in any way, shape or form. Dikra also catching up to Marcus. Marcus losing that lead a little bit. That's the thing with 130R. It is deceptively easy to drive in qualifying. But once you're going side by side, you're offline, they're offline. Something's got to give from both of you. You need some very good car. Both of you need very good car control, very good understanding of the track, and a good ton of balls underneath you to be able to make that. But they did. Marcus defending on the inside there. Maybe a little premature, but it works out actually for the corner. So he's all right. Because he's caught up a little bit. He's struggling to finish the act of catching up. We're starting to settle a little bit into a holding pattern, although Randers is starting to catch up to Gerald. And there's a little bit of a quiet a force in qualifying. I don't think he had the best of starts. Sora had a very good start. I do want to mention he started 7th, currently P4. Randers has definitely lost a couple of positions. He is also very, very strong start. Now he's heading a little bit of a train. Not massively offensive, but a train is a train. Although, if we're honest, Dustin is kind of also part of that, and Sora kind of also part of that. Stretch Dikra. Dikra will want only one thing, and that's to overtake Marcus. Starts catching up to his championship rival. Maybe it's something he needs to do. Make an overtake on Domska. Maybe something strategical. We're gonna see. Of course, the pit boxes are not shared between teammates, so they can stop at the same time and not lose anything. That is entirely fine. You can absolutely see the holding pattern in effect. Nobody's catching anybody. Don't get it twisted. These are absolutely, in some sense, fights. There's things going on. Silver quite far back. Notabene kept it pretty clean. Distance to Michael though. Michael is also a little bit on his own. Cavalo, same thing, but from Randers, it's one big train, and Kaiser is about to upset the order of that train a little bit. He's looking at it, very close to Dustin. These two, very experienced drivers, both of them. We want to watch the good racing, so we watched these two go at it for like an hour. Both drivers, well, I say both, there's a couple more than two. The drivers ahead are also all very, very strong. Sora losing touch, I think, a little bit with Dikra, and Dikra is very, very close to Marcus, looking at that P2 spot. Out of that hairpin is super hard to get a good exit. But he's better than the driver ahead of you. You lose a little bit of time there. Running through Spoon, the distance stays the same. You want to know, Domska hasn't run away. Domska is still about a second ahead of Marcus, who's been there for a little while. Late on the brakes for Dikra? Or maybe there's an opportunity here, because that line from Marcus isn't ideal. He's gonna get a good exit here, Dikra. And with DRS, this is an opportunity. On the inside, he's faster on a straight line. Dikra is going to make this overtake, no problem. Very nice. And Randers is also looking, oh, but it's a bit of a DRS train. Nothing there. Has to stay in P8 for a little while. As Dikra makes his way past Marcus, and actually, look at that. He's already catching up to Domska. A bit of a sloppy start from Dikra and a bit of a false start in the sense that his qualifying wasn't all there. Speaking of false starts, are there any penalties? No. Good to know. Qualifying wasn't good enough. P4 with his rival on P2 and P1 after the first corner. Dikra had to take a couple of laps to get into a good pattern, a good rhythm. But he's managed that and he's fighting. Keep in mind his championship is right there. If he passes Domska and wins this race, no matter what other factors, he is the champion. What else is going on? I think Keza has lost a little bit. I think he must have made a mistake because now Randers is right behind him. I recall him being ahead of Geralt. Something must have happened. He was fighting Dustin earlier, so 3-second loss somewhere. It's pretty dire, and actually pulls into the pits. So maybe he has a little bit of damage. There he goes, the first person to box. It might also be regularly scheduled. If he starts on softs and there's a 2-stop expected, then that's absolutely not crazy. Domska wants this championship. It's hard. Excuse me. It's hard for him to secure it, but he at least wants a shot. He wants a chance, and to do that, he just needs to win this race. There's genuinely no other options, especially at this stage. You see where everybody else is. They're now together driving away from Marcus. He needs to win this championship. He needs to win this. He wants to win the championship, but he needs to win this race in order to do that. But Dikra is so good in this car, has been so good this season, and is catching up. Overtaking Domska might be enough to secure the championship, and Domska would have to get strategical. Perhaps... Ooh, that's a bit wide there, but maybe he gets away with it. Domska has to get strategical to be able to counter it if Dikra is just faster right now. Durham pulls into the pits. It is a straight battle as we go. Akiza's dropped even further back. Oh no, he's boxed. Right. That's where he comes out of. P10. And Sora is also in the pits. Now that is interesting. If Sora's also in the pits, I think it's relatively regularly scheduled for Kiza, and he just wants some clean air to be able to do his pace. Now where does Sora come out? Oh, it's close to Kiza. But he's still ahead. Dikra and Domska still as they were. And we're kind of at a point where we cannot look away. This is genuinely a fight for... In terms of Domska, it's for the hope of being able to fight for the championship. For Dikra, it is straight up for the championship. Must also be noted that Dikra is not in a rush. If he makes a mistake, crashes the car, doesn't score anything, then suddenly the championship is a toss-up. That's absolutely not what he wants. And actually, at that point, if Dikra doesn't score at all today, and Domska wins, then whoever wins next race wins the championship. Fun fact. Oh, it's better exit for Dikra though. He's got the RS. Domska tries to break the slipstream, but that's not enough. Dikra is the new race leader, and as it stands, he is the championship winner. With 22 laps to go, Dikra takes the lead of the race. He's just gonna have to hold on to this. Easier said than done. They still need to stop. There's still strategical wrinkles here and there. Domska is still a very fast driver. And absolutely not someone to be underestimated. Oh, he does make a mistake though. On the gravel. And no bigger consequences there. The dirty air messing him up a little bit, putting him out of sorts, but that could have gone much, much worse. It's very easy at that point to make a mistake into Declan 2 and end up in the wall. Also, big credit to Marcus, who's currently in 3rd place. Marcus currently P6 in the championship at 38 points. Will get 10 points behind his name at this position. I think that puts him, let's see, with respect to statue, was 54, he would have 48. Within distance of overtaking statue, but it's still a decent distance. He will be fighting for P4, essentially. So we'll have DRS here. He'll be able to catch, but it's too far for an overtake. So defends for another lap. Gerald goes in, and I would like to know where he comes out with respect to Chiesa. Chiesa is currently right here. Gerald just left the pit box. I think Chiesa is ahead. And substantially so. I say substantially so. That's not that substantial. That's... he is ahead. He is ahead. That's all that matters there for him, I think. Dustin, though, P6 fighting Randers, I think they've also stopped. Randers has actually done a little bit of a robbery. Oh, it might have a problem for these two. Well, they're pretty quick. If we look at the timings, I think... Look at the last lap for Dekrat was 36.1. Dustin's doing, well, he's done an outlap. Sorrow's on a 35.6. They're catching the leaders. And after boxing, this fight for the lead might no longer be for the lead. They are slowing each other down. I'm not sure if they've realized that that could be a big problem. Gaps currently between Dekra and Dustin, 19 seconds, and they're still not boxing. This is absolutely an overtaking opportunity for Domschka, though. And I will say, this this race not being won by either of these drivers is good for Domschka. Makes the overtake, takes the lead of the race, and Dekra is no longer champion as it stands. And you see Dustin, 18.7. That was 19.2 before we crossed the finish line. I will say this is a little bit of an unreliable thing, but it's definitely gone down. The Lotus team needs to be a little bit careful if they want to win this race. And honestly, I'm not sure Domschka wants to finish the race. I think he wants to stop Dekra from winning this race. I think that's his most important objective right now. Even if Dekra boxes and doesn't come out ahead, it's all over him. Look at that. He's so close. Even if Dekra boxes and doesn't come out ahead of the people that are currently behind him, that do look to have overtaken after their undercuts. It's now 16.3 seconds. Yeah, Domschka's holding Dekra up, and Dekra needs to think about stopping, I think. But I don't know what the strategy is. It might be that they're doing a one stop where everybody else is doing a two stop. That might also be the case. But they're both going into the pits. Domschka is going into the pits in the lead. And Marcus is also going into the pits. So the top three, all in the pits. Where is Dustin? Dustin is at the chicane. Where's Domschka? Let's look at Domschka, the leader of the race and leader of championship. There they go. Through the pits, out they go. Dekra very, very close. Where is Dustin? Dustin is on the start-finish straight. He sees both Lotuses emerge. And he's going to emerge ahead. No, no. He's side by side with Domschka. Domschka is ahead of Dustin. And Dustin is ahead of Dekra. There's now a car between the Lotus drivers. And this is a disaster for Dekra if he wants to win the championship today. a little bit excited there. To cough a little bit, because look at what's going on. And oh, Domska made a big mistake. Into Dekna 2. Domska has absolutely thrown it. He's currently in P6. Oh, he's trying to immediately compensate. I think he realized he can't do it like that. Gerald's currently in P5. Ahead of Domska, formerly. Domska is around the outside of Spoon, is ambitious. His ties aren't quite in the window. And Decra's very, very close to Dustin. This has gone very, very sideways for Domska. Decra is looking to overtake Dustin. If it's not here, it's after this chicane. He sets up much better for it. He's going to get a much better exit than Dustin. And on top of that, he's going to get DRS. It doesn't quite get the traction off, but the DRS, I think, will absolutely compensate. Dustin tries to break the slipstream. Decra is going in a straight line and goes past. Decra is leading this race again and currently absolutely one hand on the trophy for him. And if he can run away from Dustin, might be all she wrote. Sorrow is in a very, very good position. I think we'll have a happy Sorrow in the post-race interviews today, because this race has absolutely been coming his way. I think we'll have a very, very frustrated Domska, who had an opportunity to deny Decra's championship today. And after the pit stops, it looked so much like he had done it. Like he had found a strategical, well, accident almost. Like, he almost calculated that perfectly. And then he just lost to Dekna 2. Yeah, Dustin is now still chasing Decra. He still wants to win the race. He's not... Nobody's about giving Decra this win. And also, Dustin just wants to win the race because he... Well, he wants to win the race. So with DRS then, he's catching up. I feel like Dustin is running lower downforce because Decra was catching earlier with DRS, but not as fast. Dustin extremely fast there on the straights. He's definitely got a little bit lower DRS, but I think that's gonna end up hurting him. He's just not gonna be able to keep up in the corners. Sorrow might be able to catch these two, but it's gonna be tough. And Domska is gonna push like hell. Just got Marcus behind Geralt. Marcus stayed out maybe a bit too long. A lot of people merged ahead. But I think we're looking at 2 stops for most of the grid. In that sense, this is not over. Absolutely not. Oh, we do have 2 retirements. I was asleep at the wheel a little bit. I think Silver has retired. Oh, and Kies has also retired. Remove these. Ultimate Kiesa has unfortunately retired after making the move of the season around the outside of 130R. He hasn't been able to finish his race. Very unfortunate. Go to really quickly double check. Yeah, I cannot check who was ahead. It's not a very helpful camera, but this is Marcus very fast on the straight. Faster than Geralt. Retakes P5, moving himself back up. Dustin, Domska, all about a second away from each other. And Sorrow has now been passed by Domska. I think he'll be okay with that. I think he's kind of okay with that. And I kind of think I know what Sorrow is thinking. Which is a sentence. Where would we go? We do see Geralt still holding on. Just a bit too far away. We do see Cavalo, Randers all have dropped off quite a bit. Pisevich is in the pits again. Might be an early second stop. Might be valid. Just go to the end after that. It'll be a bit tricky, I think, but yeah, worth a shot. Maybe. It's a big shame to see that Kiesa has retired. Very good on potential, and I'm gonna see if in the chat of the league we have any news. No, we do not. Okay. It was a funny meme posted, so we'll allow it. Domska catching up to Dustin. I think Dustin will be very happy to be fighting for the podium today. It's actually looking like he will straight up get a podium. P3 will be tied with Statue after that, and it will be a straight fight between those two for P3 in the standings at the end of the season. Next race. Looks like Domska is not going to wait too long. He's not going to wait at all. Inside of the hairpin. And there he goes. Oh, now he has to stay ahead. That's easier said than done. But I don't think Dustin's going to fight it too much. I think Dustin understands. Domska is on fresher tires. He's got very, very strong pace. Might be a bit reckless to try and fight it too much. The Shelly undercut is very strong, but it isn't everything. The tires absolutely get a lot worse as the stint goes, and that goes in two ways. Max Vial looking on the inside of Geralt. No move there, but you can see slightly different lines. Marcus going for a better exit. Let's have a better look at what he's doing. On the back of him, he's got DRS. He's got good speed. Oh, Geralt's so fast in a straight line. Not fast enough. Marcus takes that 5th position yet again. So in P3, Sora is quite far behind that. But it's looking like Marcus and Geralt are not going to be able to catch so much. They're staying where they are, you know. Sora is in sight, but not in reach. Although if we see more dust being kicked up by his tires, then maybe. Because that's very quickly changed. Marcus is right on top of him. Michael, I think, has made a big mistake. Michael, currently last place. Race to forget for him, I'm afraid. On the inside, Marcus thinks better of it. Would have been extremely risky. Not worth trying. Now he's got better speed though, DRS, and past Sorrow he goes. We're following immediately in his wheel tracks. Marcus simply too fast today. He's got such good pace today. Got pole position, of course, in qualifying. Not quite able to keep up with Domska and Dikra on race pace. And I think his strategy has messed him up a little bit. But P4 is the stance, and Dustin ahead of him, looking to catch him. Marcus on a tear. Also, it looks like Sorrow's tires are just a bit struggling. Oh, but there's a big mistake, actually. I think that's Marcus. No, it's not Marcus. Oh, that's Michael. Okay. Michael getting lapped. It's Marcus's teammate. It looked like the same car. It essentially was. You actually see a little bit of fight actually between PC Finch and Nota Bene. These two quite close to each other. I think Geralt is not going to... This is shaping up to be a move on the start-finish straight. Looks on the inside here. Yeah, that's a dummy, but not very well sold. Sorrow wasn't buying it. And Sorrow pulls into the pits. Oh, that's interesting. I thought he might go for an early stop. That's exactly what he does. We do see... quickly look at what PC Finch is doing. Where Sorrow comes out isn't too interesting. I do want to emphasize that. I believe the people overtaking him now all need to still stop. It's nice to see these two still driving. Actually racing each other. Oh, a little bit of a slide there. PC Finch finding a little bit of consistency, I think, through Decla 2. But it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough corner. Deceptively tough as well. You think, oh, just brake for it, you go through it. But all of the markers are super tight. It's very, very easy to make a mistake before in Decla 2. And it's just costing you a race. You do see PC Finch moving forwards a little bit, trying to catch. I think more interestingly, I feel like nobody else has stopped. So far. Where is Dustin right now? Oh, he hasn't had the opportunity yet, but now they will. Dikra and Domska keep going. Domska does not keep going. Domska goes into the pits. It is a strategical attempt to keep Dikra off of that championship. Dustin also stops. Marcus retakes P3, going to be P2. Geralt keeps going. Cavalo keeps going. Randus keeps going. Sorrow. We saw that. we saw that. But I think he's alright. Dustin is right there, though. I think Sorrow's already gained quite a bit. Already? Because Dustin was third, if we remember. Sorrow isn't that far behind. He's also cut the chicane, to be fair. So, people might look at that. I don't know how intentional that was. It might have been a complete error, but stuff to tell. As I see Nota Bene has made a mistake. Oh no, and he's backwards. Unfortunately, he's just waiting for everyone to go, and then he continues. Very, very good discipline. No need to rush it. There he goes. Mark's currently in P2. Domska, is he in a good position? I want to say yes. He's got Cavalo ahead. Like a little bit before he catches him. What is Dikra gonna do? Is he gonna stop? I think he has to. Yes, he does. One question on everybody's mind. Where is Domska, and is he going to get past? I think it's gonna be close. But if I had to guess, I think Dikra's alright. Marcus goes past, of course. He keeps driving. That's a good recipe for going past. Geralt is also in. Domska's actually already here. I think that's Dikra there. Yeah, and Domska doesn't make it, but he is close. On tires that are up the temperature, he's got one more chance, one more opportunity to try and deny Dikra this championship today. He needs to overtake on track. A strategical move was attempted. I very much respect the attempt, but it wasn't enough. He needed 2 laps of undercut. And Dikra wasn't going to let that happen. You see Michael letting people by. Around the outside, then Domska has a look. Dikra defends the inside. There's a little bit of a touch between these two. And Dikra keeps going. Cavalo ahead is actually posing some issues there. Oh, he's boxing people in. Oh, just scared. Oh, Domska makes a bit of a mistake there. That's to the side of there. And Dikra stays ahead. Cavalo posing huge problems for everyone. Decra's defending the inside around the outside. Domska, are you going to make that? Oh, he sticks it there. Braking for the chicane. He is on the inside. Over the curbs, the side by side, these two. Oh, and I think if you're smart... Oh, they're still side by side, and Decra is playing games here. You can tell he's a little bit behind. He's going to get DRS. They both have DRS. The Lotus team is side by side into turn 1. And Domska takes the virtual lead of the race with Marcus VR still having to box most likely. Decra wants this championship today, and Domska will do anything to stop him from taking this championship today. Anything but crashing out. We don't want people to crash out. I don't think these drivers want that either. Domska is doing what he needs to do. He is looking at winning this race. Stopping Decra from reaching that incredible milestone of being a Grand Prix Classics Championship winner. We're 6 seasons in, and we so far have only 3 different names on that trophy. Of course, the inaugural season being won by RuneLink back when I was still driving. And the next season and the 2 seasons after that, all Alan Fry domination. It was his era. And finally, last season, the man ahead, Domska, defending against the challenger, Decra, who is able to win it today. With an overtake through 130R, he might just be able to do it, although Domska will have an opportunity to come back. Domska with the DRS. It's much faster in a straight line, and there he goes, overtaking Decra. Trading positions, it's very much a game of chicken. Decra is really trying to just get ahead and disappear. But Domska's not letting it happen. And is that actually an opportunity for Marcus to just outright win this race? I don't know if he has the tyres to make it to the end. But hey, if he does, I think he should try it. These two are fighting so much. Even if they catch up to Marcus, there's just a problem because they're fighting each other too much. Look, Sora has made a mistake. He's going to P7. Lost out quite a lot after it was an early stop for him. I think it's very frustrating for him, and hopefully he's able to recover. Calm down a little bit. And Marcus finally into the pits. But emerge behind these two, and this will become a straight-up fight for the lead. Decra with DRS, so much faster in a straight line. Is it going to be defended? It is, but on the outside then. Is he fast enough? Decra is absolutely fast enough, but side by side still. Domska defends it. Oh, these two are such good drivers. Very strong defense from Domska there. Like, many people would not have been able to make that happen, but these two seasoned sim racers, well, F1 drivers, I want to say, they're able to make it happen. And it is something truly special once you gain the ability to race closely with people like this, and you find someone else that can. Racing with them is honestly a gift. It is one of the most satisfying things in the world. Especially around Suzuka. I've done it before, especially around Suzuka. It is so much fun. These two are, outside of fighting for a championship, they are enjoying themselves, and I think it's visible in the way they drive this car. I might be saying things, but I think it's visible. And Domska, he's signaling that he will defend. He's not actually. He's letting... Oh. We're playing chicken. We're playing chicken. And they need to watch out because this game of chicken might end in disaster. Dikra wants to be behind. He wants a DRS and he wants to run away. Oh, he doesn't have DRS. Dikra doesn't have DRS and Domska does. Domska absolutely demolished in this game of chicken. And the problem is Dustin is right here. These two have been fighting so much, they've completely forgotten that there's 9 other drivers on the track right now, and one of them is caught up. Dustin, currently in P3. He's gonna be in P3 in the no, not quite P3, but he's gonna be tied for P3 in the championship after this. He's actually looking at maybe a race win if these two keep going. If anything happens between these two, and it's entirely possible because of what we've seen, they can't play chicken anymore. They can't slow down. Maybe Domska's messed up a little bit, because you would want to do that near the end. And that opportunity is now completely taken away permanently. It is like Spa, except it is nothing like Spa. But we saw Statue and Dikra take the slowest La Source corner I've ever seen. These two are doing a similar game. It is a battle of who can be ahead at the end. It's been a theme multiple times this season. It's not about where you are during the race, as is so evident from the fact that, oh, Dikra, Domska, such a strong defense, very, very scary, but they keep it clean. It's evidenced by the fact that Dikra was the most dominant driver so far this race, but Domska is ahead now and he's not letting go. He refuses. He is here to show Dikra that you might end up winning this championship, but you are not able to win this race. I am just a better driver than you. Dustin gets to watch still happen from maybe the best seat, although, hang on. Okay, nothing in here. Dustin sees these two here. And he's saying several prayers in different languages maybe to get these two to just a little bit of collision, just a little bit of touchy, a little bit of oopsie, you know. Just keep battling, slow each other down, something like that. Don't pay attention to the man in the Red Bull. Dikra's looking, but an overtake, not yet. Oh, tries to go for a strong exit, but Domska's compromised a little bit too much, I think. Dikra doesn't have the best exit, a little bit of a slide, but it's good enough. It looks like he's faster in a straight line. On the inside, Domska is not able to take that back. And now Dikra is ahead. Fully ahead at the start of the lap. Domska has been able, on several occasions somehow, to defend that. Not this time, as Michael goes into pits again. I think he's having a complete disaster of a race, unfortunately. And he retires. Our third retirement today after Chiesa and Silva before him. From Domska's perspective, then you can still see Dikra, but it looks like Dikra just has slightly better pace, slightly better control. Better exits here and there. Domska has got a lot to do. A slight mistake from Dikra, but is it enough for Domska to catch up? It's only a few more laps, 4 to go. 28, 29, and 30, and 31 after this. So after this lap, 4 more laps to go. Domska is gonna run out of opportunities to defend his championship hopes, because as it stands, let me remind you, Dikra is the champion with 1 race to go. Defensive inside. Domska looks. Oh! Decra's pushed wide. They keep going. Domska concedes a little bit of time. Does he give the position back? I think it's fair driving, to be fair. I don't think he needs to. It's Domska back ahead. I think Dustin was really hoping for that to be a bigger collision. But, yeah, no luck, unfortunately. This is how it stands. I would love to have see what happens behind here, but, well, two things. I don't think there's much. Marcus is also closing in on Dustin, who is struggling a little bit. Every chance to close in on these two, to be clear, so we could have a four-way fight for the win by the end of this race. But that's all that's happening. These two, this decides everything. These two do have a good relationship. They always work together on their setups. There is no bad blood between these two drivers. They are just really good and competitive. And ruthless on the track. Decra has an exit. He's got DRS. He's got better speed. A little bit of slipstream there. Domska has to concede it. Nothing there for him. It is lap 29 out of 31. 3 laps to go. Decra is in the lead. Decra is provisional champion. As this lap is going on, I do quickly want to thank good friend Ruling, who is, of course, the Season 1 champion, for subscribing on Twitch with his Twitch Prime. If you do have Twitch Prime, please consider it. You don't have to. It would save you from a couple of ads here and there. Two and a half laps to go. Domska really wants to hold on to Hope, but Hope is fleeting. The gap is 8/10 and it needs to be within a second for Domska to, I think, have any hope of defending this. Decra is running. He is so quick right now. It's over a second. The slipstream and maybe a better exit from Domska is gonna pull it back. He's gonna have DRS. He's gonna be able to catch up, but I think he's way too far to overtake into turn 1. You see how late he is on the brake. Oh, there's a big mistake from Decra. Big mistake. And we're going to have to look at Dustin. It's too far away for Dustin. Big mistake, and the championship slips. It slips away. The hope was fleeting, but it was there. One mistake, and it is back. Decra is second place. It is not enough to win the championship today. But it's not over. He's still within a second. At the end of this lap, he can still get the RS, but then we enter the last lap, and he kind of needs to make it happen. These two are going to have a straight-up fight at the end of this lap, so stay tuned for, well, bear with us for this lap. Not too much is going to happen. Decra does have to catch up a little bit, though. It's 8/10, which, oh, the dirty air. His tires, I think, are starting to go. His car is on the limits. He's used all of it. I think Decra has slightly better material under his, well, slightly better rubber on his tires. Decra is one, he's got a bit of a leg behind. And Marcus has actually overtaken Dustin and is catching up as well, to make matters even worse. If these two have a collision, Marcus might very well win the race. I would be so happy for him. Oh, it is a big gap for Decra, though. It is within a second as it stands. Bit of scrubbing here and there, but it is still DRS for Decra. Needs a good exit to have any shot to overtake here. But it's a big gap. It's not a long straight. He's catching, but it's not enough. Domska remains race leader. He remains in this championship fight if Decra cannot solve his way into an unusual overtake at Suzuka. It is only ever usual, if it is on the start-finish straight, we have passed that opportunity. It is no longer there. There are other spots, though. Upcoming, this is not one of them. Absolutely not one of them. But we've seen it in the hairpin. Dikra's getting closer. I don't think it's close enough for a move here. He's getting so close. He wants to make this move. He wants to win this championship, but as it stands, it's not enough. Through here, through Spoon. Oh, he's a bit wide. Does he get a good exit? That's the only thing that matters to him. It is a good exit, but his teammate equally has a good exit. He's still faster, and there's a chicane where in the braking zone you can still overtake. Dikra for the championship. He's catching up on the inside, late on the brakes. Domska earlier on the brakes. He's gonna try and re-overtake with the RS. Oh, but there is Marcus. There's a little bit of a touch, and Marcus actually takes advantage. And Dikra is your Grand Prix Classics champion after an insane finish. Dikra, you are the champion of the Grand Prix Classics 6th season. A new name on the trophy, the 4th one after Roonlink, after Alan Fry, after Domska last season. He becomes the new champion. And what a way to do it. What a brilliant race to finish this off. I am so proud of him. He's done it. What a beautiful way to do it. Congratulations to him and honestly to everyone for this wonderful race. I think most people, well, I hope they had the stream open on the second monitor because I will have missed all of this. Dustin, thanks Pete for, Domska was definitely there. Marcus, I think it wasn't good enough. He is P3 for this race, still a podium. Very, very good. Very good race from him today. We've got Gerald in P5. Capital will be in P6. We've got Randus, Sorrow, PC Finch, Nota Bene, and then Michael, Chiesa, and Silva all retired. And I just need to double check the order in a bit. You do see Nota Bene being the last to finish through the chicane. But what an amazing job from our championship winner, Dikra. Very nicely done. What a way to do it. So, we're quickly going to check. Domska wasn't the second. Who has the fastest lap? It looks to be, well, none of those two. Marcus was very fast, 32.4. We're going to save the replay. Yeah, it's Kiz and Silva. Okay, got that correctly as well. Okie dokie. It looks like Marcus also got a point for fastest lap. He was ahead of Dustin. I have to make sure that everything is correct. Very good. Let's update things. All right, we're post-race. Just gonna sit here for a little bit while I get everything sorted. So, I think that's all she wrote. All right. Are you ready? We're going to remove this. Driver standings. After 7 races, it is your champion, Dikra. He has 98 points behind his name. Nearly 100. Champion, that gap is too big. Domska cannot catch up. Very strong second place for Domska, also secured. But behind that, look at P3. 1 point between Dustin and Statue. That is a fight we're going to see next race. Marcus and Gerald equal on points. Brandis, Sorrow, Capital, all very close together. And then Michael on 29. Race to forget today, honestly. But it is what it is. Next, we have Silva, Chiesa. PC Finch gets a couple more points today. And then we have Mercury, JJ, Jordi, and you can read the rest yourself. Finally, the last page. A couple of people that have joined the races, but haven't scored any points. Team standings. Well, it looks like a very good season for the Lotus team. And the Red Bull team has really moved away from the Ferraris. 102 points for them. 10 points between Ferrari and Toro Rosso after a very strong performance from Marcus today. And Williams, then HRT. Force India and Sauber catching up to Force India. That's 1 point away. They can do that. They've got Mercedes and McLaren. All right, so we still have interviews. Yeah, I need to set this up. It's been a while, so I nearly forgot. But yeah, that's where we are. I'm going to start you some music, and give me a couple of minutes. We'll be right back. I will also run an ad so that we don't have ads during the interviews. All right, in a bit. All right, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. We have some people to interview. And let's start, of course, with the man of the day, our new champion, Dikra, du bist Weltmeister. How do you feel?
Hello, Findic. Thank you very, very much. I'm very, very happy, as you can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. About the season for you, it seems that this car is really you really vibe with it in a very positive way. Are you surprised to have been this competitive and to win the championship with one race to go, or did you just have a really good feeling?
Yeah, I am surprised. At the beginning of the season, I think we all thought Statue was the favorite to win the season. And in general, I thought that this car, which demands a driving style where you have to be very smooth and yeah, trust and just push always into yeah, into the front tires and just trust the car to stick, that wouldn't suit me. And I think that isn't really true. I think this car, it wasn't really that I was strong in qualifying. I think today proved that yet again. But I could be very, very consistent in the race. I was always able to handle the car at the limit during the races, and I was always able to translate what I did in practice directly into the race, if not add a little couple percent. And I think that is what made a big difference compared to the 95 cars, because with these cars I didn't quite trust them at any point, and I think I always lacked the percent that got added in the races this season. In that season I always lacked these, so I'm pretty surprised, but very happy, of course, with how the season went and how I gelled with the car.
Yeah, maybe surprised, but yeah, you've done it in very, very strong fashion. There's one race to go. You enter a very exclusive list of only three other drivers, those being Vroonlink and Domska. Do you feel at home in that group yet, or do you still feel like it's you're kind of being wedged in there?
Let's say there's one person in that list that I think isn't quite like the others. And that person I think belongs on their own list, and that's Alan Fry. I think with Runelink, he's probably faster than me. He's definitely more talented than me. I need more laps, more practice to get up to speed, and he's immediately quick whenever he just jumps into a race car. But I think in terms of mistakes, he's more like me in the last season and less like me in this season. So I'm not quite sure I belong with Runelink, and I think in this season I do belong with Domschka. In the last season I didn't. So that equals out. So I think we are pretty much on equal terms there.
Yeah, well, you have also beaten the last champion straight up in the fight. You were even on the same team. Uh, yeah, you've done it. But one race to spare, and what a race to do it! In what a way! Take us through that race, which was nothing short of insane from what we could see. But tell us your perspective.
Yeah, that race was absolutely insane. It was again like Monza. I had limited practice, and this time in qualifying, I think that showed because I made a lot of mistakes, and my lap was fine. I didn't really know how to find any time except to crash the car. So I started in fourth, and then immediately, I think with the setup that Domschka and me used, the setup was somehow better and more stable in the dirty air than it was when we had clean air. So that made it pretty easy to follow the other people. That made it also possible to overtake them at some point. And then, of course, I caught up to Domschka, and then we were battling for a couple of laps. And after the pits, he made after his pit stop went a little better than mine, he suddenly made a big error. And after that, I thought, well, I should have this in the bag. But following that, he showed incredible pace. And also, I let myself be undercut because I thought I'm the leader. I can just react to what he does. And maybe in hindsight, that wasn't the most clever move because it led to a situation where we could, of course, battle. And I mean, battle we did. He tried everything he had. He did everything he had. It was an incredible fight. I don't think I ever had a fight as tough as this one. That was simply insane. I think maybe with Statue in the last lap at Spa, but this was like that, but for 9, 10 laps, all the way to the end. And then I finally got him, which was horribly hard to do because he, despite me having DRS, he just kept finding ways to do turn one in a way that I just couldn't, to attack it very aggressively and still make it. And yeah, then I managed to get in front, and then I made that mistake in the last chicane because I took too much curb and the car almost spun on me. And after that, I thought, okay, maybe we take this to the next race. And then I thought I have one more shot in the final lap. Marcus was approaching from behind. I had, yeah, this last straight. I knew I was on better tires because I'd stopped that one lap later, so that came in handy there. And I had almost all my curves, and I used that. And I think it was a split-second decision on his part to just suddenly dart towards the outside because I was going there, and I think he wanted to block me. But if he hadn't done that, if he'd kept to the inside, I think I would have had a very, very hard time to go around the outside. But then with me being able to switch to the inside for the last corner, it was an overtake that was possible. I think we both didn't break ideally in that last corner, and so I managed to snatch the win. And after that, I was drenched in sweat. I was absolutely ecstatic. I'm very, very happy with how today went. And yeah, if there's a way to win a championship, I think this has to be picture perfect. You can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, I think this is genuinely one of the most exciting championship wins I've ever seen. It was with a race to go. It would have been even crazier if it was the last race, but it's still an amazing way to do it. Lots of congratulations from me, and you've had it from a lot of people in chat as well. And yeah, so congrats. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to talk about with this season, or are you good?
I think I just want to say it was an incredible season. It was an incredible experience being part of that league for this season because I think the tire wear, the strategies, the also in this on this track, I think the DRS worked as intended and it wasn't too strong. That was the only thing that didn't quite sit right with me through some races of the season, but on this race it was as good as it can be. And if we can have racing like that, I think that's just the peak of this league. It was incredible being a part of that. So thanks everyone. Thanks for the congratulations, and see you next season.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Go take a shower. You're drenched in sweat, and yeah, we'll see you next week for your victory race. All right. Next up, we have the dethroned champion, second place finisher, an overall great driver, Domska. How are you feeling after that?
Obviously, I'm feeling a little bit disappointed, but I'm happy that it is Dekra that dethroned me because we knew each other since 10 years, since 2015, and we raced in quite some leagues in this time. So yeah, we always had a little battle between ourselves. But I think it is the first time that we had such a high quality battle in such a high quality league. And that's very cool. Last season, he had a little bit of an off season. That's was little bit disappointing that we couldn't battle it out like this season that time. But yeah, obviously disappointed. But at least it is Stigra.
Yeah, well, at least he's your friend then. But it's not like you let him win without a fight. Talk us through that fight. It was crazy to see from the side. So curious about your perspective.
Yeah, I told him before the race I will go flat out and I will fight like a lion. And I did that. And yeah, we had a nice battle. After my mistake, I was very angry with myself, and then I had some pace unlocked after that because I gave basically zero fucks after that. And it led to an undercut that led to a battle, and it was very entertaining. I think it was also all very fair. He had one move in turn one where I braked a little bit late and where I barged him a little bit off track, where he complained a little bit, but I think in the end it was all good.
Yeah, we saw all of it in high detail. It was very exciting to watch that one move, and at the end, of course, you saw Dikra make that mistake in the second to last lap, I believe it was, or a little earlier.
Yeah, it was lap 29, I think.
Yes, that's what I think as well. From that moment, what went through your head in that moment, and what happened in your head after that?
I was when he made that mistake, I was like, I saw that he spun, and I hoped that he spun full circle. You know that he that he spins the whole way round, but that obviously didn't happen. And then I just hope that I can keep him out of DRS. That also didn't happen, and I think that brought him the victory because he could gain some time on the main straight, and then he could obviously stay behind in an with a good gap for him. Then in the last chicane, I thought that he was too close, and my plan was to let him by, gain DRS, and overtake him before the finish line because I knew that my traction was still very good and I could have done it. But Marcus was still there, and when I turned in, I hit him slightly, and that compromised my exit. And then obviously it didn't pan out the way that I hoped it would. And after that, I was a little bit angry. I punched my steering wheel, and then I had a black screen, and everything went to shit with my PC. But it all seems fine now.
Well, it's only sim racing in one sense, but also it's good to see the emotion. It's good to see that all of the drivers really care about what is just silly video game racing. But yeah, it's also very much a sport. So yeah, it was very fair racing, very great racing. I very much encourage you and everyone really to rewatch that on YouTube later. Incredible to cast.
I will.
Yeah. Very clean between you two. So to you and to Dikra, actually, thank you so much for that entertainment. And yeah, P2 this season, you've been dethroned as a champion. What are your plans for the future?
Get back the title, obviously. Let's see our next cars. I don't know if they will suit me or not. I think in this season's cars, we were fairly equal in pace, and it was, like I said at the beginning, it will be a championship of mistakes, where the one with the least mistakes will win the championship. And I had in every race some little things that that didn't went my way. Like for example in Spa, where my tires were where I had two sets of tires, soft and mediums, by accident, or my spin in Barcelona, or some things like that. There was always something, and yeah, Dikra had a clean season, so congrats to him.
All right. So every intention to take it back next season. Of course, we do know what the car will be. V10 Gen 1, I believe.
Yes.
So does the car suit you?
It should be. It should be, I think. It was the first car that I drove in this league, but back then I wasn't as good, I think, in the game as I'm now. So I am very excited to see how where I will be in the pecking order. And I think it will be more of a qualifying championship again, because with this cars and the DRS, overtaking is very easy, or was very easy, and this will not be the case with the next cars. So that will obviously suit me because I think I'm more of a quali driver than a race driver. And let's see, I'm excited.
All right, great to hear. Well, I don't know when the championship will be yet. It has not been announced. I'm not sure if it has been determined yet. So we'll see you then, and yeah, you get the chance to take back that crown. Thank you very much, and yeah, we'll move.
Thank you for commentating all season long. It's very cool to watch it back and have such a professional commentator.
Well, I'm trying my best. Still got one more race to do, and perhaps next season as well. We'll see. Yeah, thank you very much. Move on to the next driver. And it was a driver that has already been mentioned because he was an absolute nuisance in the end. Let's hear how he experienced that. Hello, Marcus. How are you?
Findig, I'm well. First of all, congrats to Dikra and Domschka for the driver and team championship. And for the race, of course.
Yeah, well, very good. They, of course, did a very good job with racing today as well. They both finished ahead of you, but you got very, very close. Talk us through that. How was this race for you? It was very up and down. You got pole position.
Yeah, everything went wrong basically, and still I finished so close to the top, which, yeah. First of all, the quali went very well. Like you said, I had multiple laps which were good enough for pole, but then I messed up the start. And my plan was to do a one stop with 2 sets of mediums. But in the dirty air, I ruined my tires and then wasn't sure whether I would commit to a one stop or I should go for a 2 stop. Then I followed them in when I catched again at the end of my stint. And I should have gone a lap longer than that and used my tires more. And in the second stint, I had a bug. My tire pressure was only 1 bar at the pit stop. So I was losing time in the corners and especially in the straight, and I came out in traffic. So I lost a lot of time there, but had battles which I quite enjoyed. But it was harder because of my lower top speed. I was 10 kph lower than before. And then I was also going longer because the tires held up quite good. I considered going to the end still, but once the tires drop below 50%, they are garbage. So I was doing 2 laps longer than them and then going for the softs. And this was definitely the right choice. But then I made a mistake out of the pits in the Degner corners. I went into the gravel, and crucially, that meant not only that I lost 1.5 seconds, but also falling behind Gerald. And he was very quick on the straights, so I lost a lot of time there. But then I had a pace, was closing in on Dustin with his old tires. And then he cut the last chicane when I was close behind him. I would have overtaken him this lap, but because he cut the chicane, that wasn't very nice of him. I only could overtake him 1 lap later, and if this wouldn't have been happened, then I for sure had a better chance of winning the race. And then with the soft tires still in good shape, I was catching, but because the second car had DRS, it was difficult to overtake. And I ended up with the side-by-side with the second place with Domschka in the last chicane, but had no air scarce anymore. So he won out on the straight. But very amazing race. It was fun, although it was a bit frustrating at times because of my mistakes and mistakes of others. But yeah, it was quite enjoyable.
Well, I think the craziest thing is the mistake from the game where you just found a new bug where apparently you can have a flat tire out of the pits. That's
Yeah, Dikra had this in practice, but I hadn't it yet, and then in race it happened to me. So I have to figure out how to fix that for the next race.
That's a bit crazy, but hopefully that can be avoided or fixed by Razer if they're listening. We hope. Yeah, so rough race then in a sense, but also you showed really strong potential, not only qualifying on pole, but what looks like a loss win due to circumstance. That must be encouraging to you.
Yeah, like I said after the last race, the Suzuka is one of my favorite tracks. and the cars were very difficult to handle here. So I also lost a bit of confidence in the first stint. But from then on, I felt very good, and the car was in the flow, and it was really quite fun.
Yeah, well, great to hear that you had fun. It was a very fun race to watch as well, and I imagine driving Suzuka on a good day is also is fun alone. But then with the amazing battles that we've seen from you and others, then it's even better. Right, we'll move swiftly on. Thank you very much, and congratulations on a podium.
Thank you.
Right, we'll move swiftly on to the 4th place finisher. It is the organizer of this league. It is Dustin. Hello.
Hello, hello.
You finished P4 today, and I don't know how you feel about it. Tell me how you feel about it.
Oh, I'm okay about it. Firstly, it's obviously the day of number 4 because Lando Norris won his first championship, and also Dekra, who is also racing as number 4, won his first championship. So first off, congratulations for both of them. Even though in both cases I would have liked someone else, a Red Bull driver on top.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a decent race for me. I knew I had to get another Montreal or Monza start. Didn't really got it that much, and yeah, from that it was a race full of mistrust to the car, because I have a long-standing suspicion that I'm much more demanding on the car of the tires, and I think Suzuka today proved this totally for me. At a brief point, I was first, and I thought, okay, let's go. Now you got, yeah, all this time back off the first stand where you were just in the yeah, dirty air. But then my drop-off was totally bad because trying to overtake runners, I destroyed my tires. And then I knew, okay, I have to save them, but I had less and less trust into the car. And I knew, okay, lap 19 around or 20, I should pit again to do another undercut, but Domschka yeah, drove into the pits at the same time. And afterwards, I found out that I had the exact same bug as Barco said, because from the practice, I changed some damage. Then I quickly remembered, oh, while in pit lane, I need to yeah, change it back so I don't have anything repaired. And this is probably where I got also this bug. So I was definitely slow on the straight. Yeah, it's always what could have been this season, but yeah, I'm still happy that I'm not too far away from everyone. I think it was just 3 seconds, which is actually, I think, in terms from the distance to P1, my best result this season, even though it's a P4. So yeah.
Yeah, well, still nearly a podium. Maybe what could have been, but you still drove a very strong race. Not too far from the leaders in the end. So that must be encouraging. Yeah, it's been a crazy race. Did you catch any of the battles going on around you and with you?
Yes, and at first I let Domschka go so he can, at best for me, crash in the Tikra. And then I did the same to Marcus, but yeah, nothing happened, so it was boring for me, even though I had popcorn ready.
No, I did make a joke. You must be hoping and praying that there's at least a little bit of touch, a little bit of an incident. But yeah, no luck. These drivers are simply
luck.
too clean.
Yes.
Which I think, as an organizer, is also kind of great to see. So yeah, that's all really nice. Also, yeah, you are the organizer, and you have teased something the next season. I think we know what cars will be. If you have a good look at the teased, messed up calendar, distorted calendar, you can make up the tracks, but we don't know when it will start. Do you have any clues you want to drop there?
It will start in January, on the last January, and yeah, in the next year, last Sunday in January. This the hang on 25th of January next year.
All right, so that will be the starting date for people listening on Twitch. If you want to join, make sure to click the pinned comment, join the Discord, and yeah, join us in these races, which we've seen today how incredible they can be. All right. Thank you very much, Dustin. I'll let you go. And I've got one more interview to
Thank
do.
you.
And yeah, congratulations, P4. Finally, we have one more driver. Finished P6 today. Kafalo, how are you?
Pretty good. Best result of the season so far. My pace wise, I could keep tabs on the guys up in front. So yeah, positive, very positive.
Yeah, well, very, very good, very positive. Talk through your race. We've been mostly occupied with what happened in front. I'm sure you've also had your battles and stories. What happened?
Yeah. So I had a relatively bad start. Got overtaken by Michael, and was behind him for the first couple of laps. But very fast noticed he's slower than me today, and the guys in front of us are pulling away. So I needed to move and overtake him as quick as possible. I did this, and then I had the order to catch up to the guys in front of me, and I managed to do it in at the end of the stint. Where I overtook Randers, and in one moment he spun in the hairpin behind me, so he lost there a lot of time. And I was, in terms of strategy, going in from the start of medium, and for the last I wanted to go to soft, so I needed to extend these two first stints. And it actually worked pretty well. So I had, after that, it was a bit of uneventful. I was driving a lot alone because I had constantly this gap. I was trying to catch up to the others. And in terms of strategy, they were often undercutting me. Strategy-wise, so I had always a bit of a gap.
Yeah, well, we did notice that. I think by the end of the race, the only people close to each other were the top four, and everybody else was equally spaced out, and nobody saw each other.
Yeah.
So it's good for me as a broadcaster. I only have one thing to focus on. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah,
but
pretty easy then.
yeah, but a couple of people on the track are just extremely bored and just driving until the end, picking up their points. And P6 is a good number of points, so I'm sure you're happy with that. Yeah, one race to go. You got 7 points today. You are, I believe, were you tied with someone? Hang on, I've got to quickly grab my driver's standings.
Michael. I was tied with Michael.
Yeah. That's it. You're tied with Michael, who, well, yeah, you've been close together, fighting quite a bit.
He had a rather
quickly.
bad day today, I think.
Yeah, he had some rotten luck today. I don't know exactly what happened, but he ended up retiring in P11, so wasn't very happy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He was already a couple of laps down at this point. So I think for him, the combination of the track and his setup didn't quite work. And so he had a very hard car to drive, and then on race pace, maybe on one lap or so, he had the pace, but then after that, it's just deteriorated.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Actually, I figured it out. It's not that you tied with anyone, but you're very close to Randers in P7. You're in P9 in the championship. He's got 37 points. You've got 34. And then the person in P8, that's Sorrow, got 36. A little bit of a fight there. You've got a chance there. You think you can finish in P7?
If I can continue the same trend of today, maybe in the last race, there's still positions to grab.
Well, you got one more opportunity to do it. That's already next week in Brazil. So does Brazil suit you?
Yeah. It's not my favorite track, I would say, but it's one of the favorite tracks of every driver who ever driven there. Yeah, it's generally a good race track for racing in general and fun to drive on.
Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully it will be good fun for you. Then you can get a couple of positions in the championship for you still. So yeah, thank you very much for the interview, and congratulations on a good points haul. And
Thank you.
no worries. And thanks everyone in Twitch and everyone on YouTube for listening to all of this all the way until the end. It's been a long one, as always. Thank you so much. If you enjoy these races, join on the Discord and participate if you can. If you don't want to, make sure to follow here, subscribe on YouTube. And if you've got Twitch Prime, then subscribe on Twitch. I don't think you need to give me money, but you know, if it's there, might as well. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll see you next week for the finale, where the championship will not be up for grabs anymore. We've decided that, but there's a lot more other positions to fight for. So see you then.